morning. My name is Angela Kirby-Ware, and I'm a special assistant to the Secretary of Education. The purpose of modeling is to provide students with a clear understanding of the expectation for their learning.
It is when teachers provide the example of learning.
It shows them what the competency looks like. We're talking about the teacher providing a conceptually grounded example. Modeling in the teaching context is leading by example, and good teachers do this every day. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay, first one is the one that I wrote.
X over 90.
I'm going to start off with a rectangular prism.
So that I can see that you can do it on your own.
We have 6 beads on our counting loop. Mrs. Carney's going to show you something very, very tricky. Do you think you can handle it?
Yeah.
Today we worked on a math lesson, and what I did was I did the activity first.
I took the counting loop and I showed them what they would be doing later on their own. What I do when I'm trying to come up with all the combinations of a number is I start with 0 and that number first. And then what I do is I just start moving one bead over at a time, okay? So move one bead over. It's a little bit easier when you move one bead at a time. You don't get confused and miss any.
Teacher modeling is a big part of what I do in the classroom. Students work by examples. They need to see your example first. Okay, I think I might have an idea. Why don't you 3 come up here really quick? I pulled some students up and I showed them how to organize a group of students in different ways. So now we have... There we go. That's an example of how we can do it. So the students were able to shift the groups of students and actually see me do it, and then they were also able to do it themselves.
Okay, I will take 30 times 90.
Teacher modeling is a big part of what we do because we want to show the students how to do it. During our warm-up today, Mrs. Varner had a certain way that she had done it.
I'm comparing students to money, where Mr. Jacobs set it up. He's comparing money to students.
Modeled that there's different ways to do the same problem and get to the same answer.
The snow quickly falls. Before long, the spring will come. We're going to introduce a new type of poetry, a new type of poem to you today called haiku.
And look, she flings one. We designed the lesson so the kids knew what to expect from the beginning of the lesson to the end of the lesson and laid out our expectations. We tried to make connections with the text by using examples that Melanie and I had done ourselves.
Leap and hop and jump. From lily pad to the pond. Little green preacher. Today we're going to look at some three-dimensional shapes.
It is very important to model what you want the students to understand or do, because if you just give them the materials or give them the supplies, oftentimes they'll be distracted or confused.
We can say that there is a face, which is the flat surface of the shape, and there's a vertex. I'm going to give you some hints on how to remember those things, because you're going to look at some of these shapes in your teams, and you're going to have to come up with some of their characteristics on your own.
Teacher modeling is an opportunity for teachers to show and demonstrate to students what it is that they want them to learn.
Modeling is another instructional design principle and should be evident in your daily lesson planning and teaching.